Okay, that's working? Okay, yay, technology. So, hello everyone, my name is Dean. I'm gonna read some notes here so I can keep my stuff together. On behalf of Rich's real family, who I think a lot of you have met, and a very large extended family, wanted to welcome everyone to the celebration of Rich, which is a brunch filled with Rich's favorite people, gluttonous food, fruity cocktails, stories and laughter, plenty of Kylie Minogue. Just the way Rich would have wanted to spend his Saturday afternoon. Rich and I go way back to college roommate days. Back when a time where, believe it or not, he was a frat boy who terrorized the streets of Vancouver in a barely functional Volkswagen Beetle. This is the Beetle you probably heard about. It didn't have brakes. So Rich drove around Vancouver, a very hilly town, in a vehicle without brakes. And if you've driven around with Rich in LA, it's terrorizing enough. Take away the brakes, it's shocking we made it this far. Back then I was pretty young and impressionable, and I will say that Rich had a really profound impact on my life. He was the one who taught me it was okay to love people no matter what their race, no matter what their age, no matter what their sex. He also taught me it was okay to hate someone, regardless of their race, regardless of their age, regardless of their sex, just so long as you did it while laughing like a drunken teenager and you did it right to that person's face. It was okay. I've honestly never met a person so capable of being such an a-hole while being a giggly, loving human being, and I think everybody could share that sentiment. I've always had a real hard time saying no to Rich. He was so convincing. God damn, this microphone is insane. He was so convincing as he concocted his evil plans. One night, the two of us were loitering around the streets of Melrose, and we walked past a tattoo parlor, and Rich had this genius idea that we should get body piercings. It came out of nowhere. He thought it was such a good idea, and God knows why I agreed to it, but he let me go first. And after watching and documenting my procedure in complete horror, Rich decided that this was in fact a really bad idea, and it was time to get out of there and go for more desserts and cocktails. I mean, so insanely typical Rich. Couldn't hate him, had to love him, and so I did. Over the years, I've learned to give Rich a lot of space, as I think a lot of us have. When we were traveling on vacation together, I always made sure to leave him 2 or 3 hours for his afternoon bath and nap time. If he didn't get that nap time, he was really just a grumpy old lady looking to pick a fight with any unsuspecting doorman or parking lot attendant, which he did. Also, before we traveled, I had to get in shape. And not working out shape like you would think. You want to get in shape. No, I had to go and stretch my stomach so that I could eat the 7 meals a day that Rich needed to fill each of his 5 stomachs and, keep himself happy. It was human torture. And I could go on and on, as I'm sure everybody here could do. But I'm going to save some of his adorable peculiarities for others to share as you talk and share stories about Rich. And instead, I'm going to raise our first toast of the day. So, I'd like to toast to Rich. You weren't just one of the good ones, you were quite literally the best. And we love you. To Rich.
Okay, so not really sure how I'm going to top that, but let me at least start off by saying thank you. Thank you to the community that Rich created. Thank you for being here and sharing in the joy that Rich created. I want to say really thank you to Joe and Dean for everything. They did the hard job of notifying everybody because I was a gelatinous mess with snot coming out of my nose and screaming across the airport. It was pretty nice. My boss was like, dude, you should go home. So I also want to say thank you so much for Woody for generously opening its restaurant, for Shelly and Felix for all the decorations, for Monica and Cindy for the beautiful rainbow flowers, for Marina and the Katsuya family for creating a dinner on behalf of Rich, Aisha and Josh for helping me get the DJ, and just to everybody for coming here. Really want to appreciate it. I also want to really acknowledge the Jhin family. I don't know if you guys could like step up a little bit, but like with Robert and Mom and Hannah. Where's Hannah? There's Hannah. So I'm sure just the shock of everything, and then for you guys to travel. I heard the travels weren't that great. I think there's a little bit of a delay. I hope they didn't treat you like United. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Suzie. You may know me. You may have heard about me. I live in Manhattan Beach. I use a slow cooker. And Rich said he would never come to my fucking house if I ever use that fucking slow cooker. So it never happened again. Or I do shop. And he gave me such a complex about shopping at Costco that I was like, I bought this and I did not buy it at Costco. I'm also the girl that's kind of strict on my kids. So I'd be like, oh my God, how are you? Put your hands on your lap. And so he used to always make fun of me on that. That was fun. So I think the thing is I'm a little crazy. I'm that Korean crazy ajumma that you guys kind of make fun of. And you know what's great is that Rich was like one of the first people who made me realize that he could love me unconditionally, and I could be crazy, and I could still be a good person that he will always love. He taught me how to love myself. Obviously, I have the support of a great family, but I have a friend who treats you like family and treats you like you really matter, and I know that's how we treated all of you guys. It's just an amazing, amazing thing. What I have learned is, guess what, I'm actually a little bit less crazy because of Rich. I'm a little bit more balanced. I know that's kind of hard to believe. Some of you guys may dispute that. And I'm actually kind of, opened my eyes to kind of seeing other people's perspectives. So I hate to be philosophical, but one of the people I really like is Henry Thoreau, and he wrote in Walden, I went into the woods because I wanted to live deliberately. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life to all that was not light, and not, when I came to die, discover I had not lived. Rich taught me that, and many of you kind of know this, how to live deliberately and enjoy every moment with relish, love, and full of good memories. Who hasn't gone out with him where he's ordered everything on the menu and then some? Like, can you maybe get me that double bacon cheeseburger with no butter? And I'm lactose intolerant, but I'll have that mac and cheese. So he was really talented and so full of life. That's important we remember who we are is because of the impact of people like Rich and what they have on us. And I love this microphone. Rich was so special because he was always the life of the party, but he was also the real deal. He actually was a person who would get all of us to go out and drinking and connected all of us, and yet he would look at you and he would say, how are you? How are you doing? I was thinking about you today. I missed you. How's your son? How's your daughter? How's your foot? He always remembered that stuff. He was so empathetic. I actually called him the mayor of West Hollywood. In fact, when I first met him, this is really random because I think most of you know me, I'm kind of like a dorky CPA. And when I first met him, he was the mayor of Hollywood. And I just randomly met him at Roosevelt Hotel, and he was getting kind of mad at the doorman because, does Rich ever have to pay for that? So we met and we built a relationship based on love, humility, and trust. But he never let me get away with anything. He questioned my values and my politics. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. And my husband did not vote for Trump, for those of you guys who know me. And of course, he exploited my stereotypes as different races. I learned with him it's okay to make fun of my heritage in an effort to relate with people and share our differences because of our different cultural norms. So in other words, he was an equal opportunity racist. I learned to be comfortable in my skin and grow as a person to continually expand the horizons of my perspective on people. If I ever had an issue, and I'm sure this is how you felt, he was always there to give you a big hug, a shoulder to cry on, and you're always before his own. So here we are, crazy Korean Ajumma, who thought that I would always have Rich in my life, and by extension, all of you and your wonderful, unique personalities. And no more of this equal opportunity racist who wears a unicorn suit with a cigar out of his mouth for Halloween. On that note, I think what has been the hardest for those that are here is I think we all wanted one more laugh, one more conversation, one more boozy brunch, one more heart-to-heart talk. But you know what, I was told recently that he's always going to live in our hearts, and his memories will live on and continue as we strive to share what he shared with us and play it forward. And each of us is a bright light called hope that was sparked by the human touch called Rich, and together we create a prism of light, one of serenity, peace, and most of all, joy. And you're supposed to be joyful here. So please, raise your glass and lift up a toast of light to one of the biggest, brightest, and happiest humans that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
Cheers.
I'm sorry, I know it's super hot. We have one small more toast from Uncle Bobby.